Yes, ménage à trois is a French word. Hello, welcome to another episode of Rap Reviews, where we, annotate more than review, but we annotate lyrics for y'all.
We also translate.
Yeah, we translate and annotate. Oh, that could have been the name of the show, translate, annotate.
We don't do any translation.
Yeah.
I raised this last week.
If we did like a French song or a Spanish song or something, we'd be doing some translating.
Yeah, and I don't think either of us have the skill set or knowledge to be able to translate an English spoken song into another language, and we don't have the budget, as we've discussed in a previous episode.
Okay, fine.
To be able to afford a translator to come on. But if anyone's willing to do some pro bono work for old rap reviews, please, we would love that.
Welcome to another episode of... Yeah, we already fucking did that, right? Kind of, basically. Anyway, I'm with Benjamin Banks.
Yeah.
And Kieran Henry.
Bonjour.
And my name is Romano Galizzi. How you going, buddy? I don't know if that was too quiet for the audio.
We can just bump it up.
You bump me up. Bump up a sound. Ooh. You guys can't hear it through the headphones, but I sound sexy right now.
Yeah,
I sound like a
I
sex...
can imagine.
Speaking of sexy, actually, that's kind of what the traditional translation for ooh la la is, you know?
Ooh.
Sexy. I always thought ooh la la was like, oh, look at Mr. Hotshot over here with his Porsche or his BMW and dressed in his $1,000 suit.
This is all great because you're all right. I think in French you can kind of use it in any way. Like people use it sarcastically, like you're just saying. But you can actually all like, you know, all like look at your muscles, ooh la la.
Genuinely admiring
and
something,
genuinely admiring, or like, you know, like something's really good news, like ooh la la, you know, like I think, you know, from my understanding is that
French is versatile,
especially that phrase. It's a commonly used French phrase.
And so, what's the purpose of us talking about ooh la la, Romano?
Oh, it's the name of the song that we're doing.
There it is.
Did I not set that up?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, yeah, I intentionally left it out then.
Ooh la la by who, Romano?
By Run the Jewels, which consists of two members. Do you know who they are, Ben?
I believe I do, yes.
Yeah.
Killer Mike and LP.
That is correct, sir.
Thank you.
Is it LP or is it ELP?
It's L, like E.
ELP?
Makes sense. There's a hyphen between the L and the P. But
Yeah.
I've been saying ELP for a long time now.
Yeah, it's like an LP, but an LP.
Because I ain't the sharpest tool in the
Why is
shed.
that? Does anyone know why? Is his real name start with L or something? Or?
No, I think it's just a cool name.
It'd be pretty cool if his actual initials were LP.
Oh, I should have fucking got his real name.
Like
but-
Louis
Yeah, no.
Puffington.
That is fucking ridiculous.
Lexington proprietor.
It also features two other people, Greg Nice and DJ Premier. Who is my
I
favorite.
did not know. He produces.
Yeah, did you
Yeah,
not know?
no, I didn't
Did you
know.
not hear him call himself out at the end? Or the name get shout out at the end?
I
Premier?
mustn't have been listening that closely. No.
Rookie.
I'm coming in.
Rookie, you don't have the ears like I
Yeah.
do.
And DJ Premier, for the uninitiated, someone want to give a bit of a backstory?
Well, he's a long, legendary producer, and he was a two-man, part of the group Gangsta, with him and Guru, who we actually, we did that. We did a fucking song once, but we never released it, so I was going on.
The recording was shit.
We will do them one day again. But yeah, he's been around for a long time. He's also was someone who gets mentioned later on, Jaru. He did his two first albums, and also still does Prime with Royce the 5'9".
Yes.
So he's kind of likes to do his just to
keep it active on the scene.
He's still out there. He's still he still makes awesome beats. I can't actually. This song came out this year. The year is 2020. If you're listening 7 years from now or whatever. This year was Cactus, by the way. If you forgot. Or weren't around or whatever. I don't know.
Who knows? 2021 could be worse. So
if there was a year to fall in a coma, 2020 was the year.
Yeah.
You could. It'll almost it could get worse. It get overshadowed, which is a fucking awful thought to think about.
It's been rough.
It's been rough. Anyway, we'll get through all that aside because you listen to this podcast, have a bit of fun, right?
Exactly. To forget about your troubles.
Yeah, you don't want to fucking get brought down. Anyway, let's kick it off, Kieran.
Oh yeah, I'm reading because... Do we want to give the explanation why?
I think we can tell the audience we're pretty translucent like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Romano's pretty cactus at reading lyrics, especially after a beer or two, which is when we usually record.
It's true, I have the dyslexia and it really comes out when I've been smoking weed and drinking beers.
That combination is known to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
So we've chosen someone who's marginally better at reading, which is me.
Yeah.
So reading lyrics from Genius, intro ELP, and it's just one line. Hey, oh shit. Do we want to bother annotating that?
Hey.
I don't think there's much to annotate there.
Alright, so we move on. Chorus, Greg Nice and ELP. I keep saying ELP. LP.
LP.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh la la ah wee wee.
Ooh la 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 wee wee
Ah,
already.
wee.
Now, is that
Hey.
is that LP saying that, or is this a sample of something? Does
Oh,
anyone know?
actually,
Does anyone-
funny enough, you asked that because it is actually a sample from a track that DJ Premier produced in Greg Nice verse in a song Gangstar. Sorry, by
Yeah,
Gangstar.
Gangstar
Yeah,
song, yeah, right.
it's called Dwick.
Dwick.
Dwick is the track. Don't really remember it, to be honest with you.
'Cause it sounds like LP, or is he just like?
But he's also
Saying it
singing.
over the top of it
He's
as
singing
well.
along with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
actually
yeah.
funny. After that's just a sample, but then they brought Greg
That's it.
Nice in for. They included him as featuring, and then they also brought him for the film clip. Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So yeah, shout out to a little throwback to that, I guess. Yeah, and we basically we translated ooh la la, but wee wee is just yes.
Yes, he is.
Do we
Yo.
want to take predictions on where the song's going to go from here, or do we just get stuck into the meat of it?
I have heard the song before. I haven't really paid too close attention to the lyrical content, though. It's just,
We
just a
all
vibe I
gave-
put on.
You haven't
so-
heard this track? Didn't I tell you what we're doing?
Yeah, I've heard it. I'm just saying, we all came up with different little annotations for what ooh la la means, and what do we think it's foreshadow
that's true.
on
That's
the
yeah,
song.
because it is so veritable or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of maybe all of them, like all of them.
All of what?
Like all like the like it's like fucking showing off, and it's also like sexy, and it's also like cool, and it's like every way of saying ooh la la,
Oh, it incorporates all the meanings of it.
which
yeah.
actually
In
kind
one
of
neat
comes into
little
their
package.
verses a little bit.
Well, yeah, I was thinking it could be like almost like the people looking up at the wealthy and being like, "Ooh la la, look at you guys!" But this is our revolution. We're about to talk our stuff,
Yeah, that's And then in the film clip, have you seen it where they're all just kind of
The
everyone's
street
like
and
throwing,
stuff,
everyone's throwing the
yeah.
money.
God, that
and
would have
stuff.
been so much fun to film.
Yeah, it is a cool film clip for Sharks. Anyway, let's get into it.
Verse 1, LP. How many lines would you like me to read at a time? 2?
Maybe go 3.
3? All right. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Jump out of my bed like where the bread. You gone hold the egg. Waiter, bring the check.
What do you got? I did a little bit of research, but what do you guys reckon that means?
Is M's meant to be money? I'm guessing.
Yeah, and it
Perhaps.
talks about then like
Maybe
where's the breads? That would make sense. Like leading on, that's the
Yeah.
first thought when he wakes up in the morning. It's all about money. It's all
Yeah,
about
that's-
them Benjamin Franklins.
Yeah.
Like do
Yeah.
re mi.
Yeah, I think you're right there. There is a cool little bit of trivia here that was on Genius that after Definite Jux closed down, he had LP had 1 egg sandwich a day for a year. So now he hates eggs.
That's enough
Yeah,
to
that'll
put
do
egg
it.
on.
So gonna hold the egg or something. It's like keep that egg, don't serve it to me.
God, what
wait
a
a
terrible
minute.
thing to
That's
ruin
pretty
for
funny,
yourself.
Oh,
Fucking
eggs
love
are
eggs.
amazing.
I
It's so
love
versatile. It's like a
eggs.
potato.
I know.
It's like ooh la la, the phrase ooh la la.
Exactly. See, like it all maybe all plays together. Was it intentional? We don't fucking know. I don't think they even know. No, but they are geniuses. Don't talk shit about them, okay? Yeah, sorry. Anyway, let's keep going.
When we talk, we Kalishnikov. Keep us in your thoughts, fully dressed at the crack of dawn, weapons letting off. Kalishnikov, that's a form of rifle.
AK-47?
It's a Russian automatic rifle. Well, it was manufactured in the Soviet Union.
Was that the
Yeah,
person who invented it or something? Or is that what's...
Well, it's just a Russian gun.
When
yeah,
I think
it's one of the more popular. I think there's still quite a lot of Kalishnikov still rolling around these days. Like it was just a great gun for its time.
I was thinking like
And I think they
Soviet technology, like isn't it usually stereotypically clunky and
Not
shit?
always. It's stereotypically stolen, but it's always like not a bad product in the end. Like the designs or whatever might be stolen.
That's why it works so well, 'cause it's stolen.
Like they got to space before the Americans.
Yeah, this is true.
Sure,
The old
most of
Sputnik.
this, I think most of the stuff was like, the plans were stolen. And
Well, look, he wouldn't steal it if it didn't work.
yeah, and the
That's just
AK-47 is a Russian gun. I think it's a Russian gun, and that's considered like, we've talked about it before, like the most reliable assault rifle in the world or whatever. I've never fucking used one, but
foolish. No, I couldn't tell you the difference between a Russian and a non-Russian.
This is just based off all of my inner city living friends who have a great knowledge on guns and the various assault rifles out there.
yeah. I don't
So
know.
what's the actual line? Was it we?
When we talk, we're Kalishnikov, keep us in your thoughts, fully dressed at the crack of dawn, weapons letting off.
I think it's kind of like what he was saying before, though. Like when he, jumps out of bed, he's getting the bread. He's just always thinking
Prepared
and thinking about that money. Yeah. What do you reckon?
Fully
about
dressed.
I'm stuck on that Kalishnikov line. What he exactly means by that?
Well,
Does it mean he
I'm
talks
guessing-
fast? Is it a fast? Is it
yeah,
a quick gun?
he-
Does it fire a lot? Like, is it?
He raps quickly. He raps like a
Yeah.
automated machine.
Or is it like
not
when
a
they
machine
talk,
gun.
it's like chaotic? Or is it?
I got some more trivial for you. Highly associated with guerrilla revolutionary forces fighting against the U.S., which kind of makes sense because
Fits with the theme of Run the Jewels, who
Yeah.
are pretty anarchic in their lyrics.
that's exactly right.
Anarchic, anarchic, however you
Anarchic?
pronounce it.
Yeah, Anarchic, yeah.
You sounded so confident when if you didn't.
Yeah, I was going to
backtrack,
roll
I
with it.
wanna
I
know.
was like,
I
I've
was-
learned something today.
I always have doubts in my head. Fully dressed at the crack of dawn. That's kind of sticking with me. I don't know why.
Weapons letting off as well.
Mm.
Maybe that kind of does go to the like fully dressed, like maybe in a militia or whatever, militia. Like dressed in a coat or whatever, and they're out ready
For the revolution.
for this revolution. And they're just like over 4 albums. They're trying to get people hyped up to either work out or start a revolution.
Maybe if you listen to all the songs backwards in their albums, it would
Don't
give the
tie into other
blueprint.
episodes, bro.
All right. Shall I move on?
Yeah.
I can hear them from the block, see them creeping through the fog. Season's greetings, now feeding season can start. Oh my God.
Yeah, there is no annotations for this on Genius, as this is a relatively new song as of recording. But do you guys have any thoughts on that? I can hear them creeping through the fog, so I'm thinking like a group of maybe this. Yeah, maybe he's talking about this revolutionary force,
Yeah,
or is this the enemy?
I think it just means people, because then he goes on to talk about
Season's greetings.
Season's greetings. I was like, maybe he's making a statement on capitalism and like consumerism. It's
Now
a chaotic
feeding
time.
season
like,
can start,
yeah, a lot of people are getting robbed around that time because
Yeah.
obviously people need the money for that.
and then the oh my god is like oh my god. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just a
Well, yeah.
a reflection of the public. acting
Right
in a
now,
chaotic
it's one
nature.
of those times that we are like the beginning and end all on this. If someone wants to check it out, because I tried to do a little bit of research, but it's hard. There's no real references to anything in those lines. Yeah.
So the feeding season, I'm picturing LP and Killer Mike just sitting on like some high ground, seeing their adversaries coming through the fog and just like picking them off. That's their feeding season.
Whoa, that is
Jesus.
darker than I was going with. That's like Columbine reference. The bomb's not working in the cafeteria.
Well, it's art. There's no wrong answers. Maybe that's it. It's just like cool imagery for your mind. Kieran went to just killing the enemy, or
He went to
whatever
what made
the fuck.
sense to him in that moment. And concerningly, it was that.
I need help.
And we're gonna have to probably get it for you, buddy. Let's get on to Killer Mike's for us.
We got 2 more lines from LP, which is
Shit, sorry.
look alive, looking like I live life on a crooked line, doing fine. You want maximum stupid? I am the guy.
I love the line. It sounds great on the track, but you don't really hear that a lot as well. Rappers kind of almost taking the shits out of themselves.
Yeah, that he's the stupid guy that he'd so willingly admit,
Yeah.
and that he walks on a crooked line.
Yeah. Well, I get that look alive. Like he looks like he lives as a criminal to maybe like the establishment, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, especially with that last line as well. It's like, you want us to act wild, that's the way you say that we're acting, we'll give you wild.
Yeah. If you want to see a good example of that,
Yeah.
look at me.
As in, like, he's saying that he's actually suppressed in his anarchic ways, that he could be way more hardcore, way more wild.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's like, well, it makes sense.
It just makes sense, dude. You know, look at the end of the day, it just makes sense.
Exactly.
And really, what do we do this for? You know? To make sense.
Oh, Lord. All right, moving on. Verse 2, Killer Mike. First of all, fuck the fucking law. This is fucking raw. Steak tartare, oysters on the half-shell sushi bar.
So it's basically like, I'm thinking that it's just like if you didn't annotate the last bit where like we hate the law, you know, if you don't know words like anarchic and stuff like that, you know, if you don't know words like anarchic, yeah, it's like that's like what we're all about. Essentially, that's what he's saying.
I also like that just in case it wasn't made clear from the last like 3 albums and all the other work that Killer Mike and LP have done.
All the speeches he's given.
Just in case you all forgot.
In that show he has on Netflix, there's like 10 parts to it.
That's a good show though. Killer Warning is a good Trigger Warning. Trigger Warning actually is a good show. It's funny.
The one where they get the Bloods and the Crips to make like competing sodas.
Pops. That's actually sick.
It's like a Nathan for You thing.
Yeah, I would recommend that show to all the listeners.
For sure.
But interesting enough though, he does say fuck the law, and then you know after those after the riots in Atlanta, he was out there saying like, come on guys, it's like we gotta still, I don't know, it's not that I get it. He was just saying he has a lot of family members who are police officers and stuff. And it's weird to hear him talk like that because then in all his music, he's like, fuck these motherfuckers. You know, he's like, guys, we're gonna be reasonable at the same time. You know, like we can't be going out.
Don't take what I said literally.
Are you talking about the most recent riots in Atlanta after the George Floyd?
Yeah, for sure.
So when did this song come out? It came out March, I want to say. It would have been like
April, I'd say.
Around the month.
Yeah, it came out like pretty well into like, I guess, the lockdown for us. And
March 25th, yeah.
There you go.
We as fucking raw, as in he's saying that he doesn't try and be like any of these rappers who embellish themselves, who butter their biscuit.
Stop doing that. Stop referencing other episodes. No, it's fine. It's good. You do what you do.
But I'm guessing all of these things that he mentions in the next line. Steak. Is it tartare or tartar?
I was actually about to just quickly
correct me.
Into that there. No, not correct you. Question. I was like,
yeah.
Is steak tartare a thing, or are we talking like tartare sauce? Cause
dude, I think it's an American thing because I
think it is a thing.
Yeah, because oysters on a half shell, which is basically just how oysters are always like served. You know,
and
sushi bar, they're all raw things. That's what which is what Genius said, and is clearly right.
Is steak tartare a raw steak? Is that? I think I went to lunch the other weekend with my girlfriend and her mum, and they were talking about steak tartare, and it looked awful. And it was like a raw egg in it with like raw mince, essentially look like. But it
does look gross. But like,
it's very French apparently. That's what I was told.
Stuff that looks gross sometimes tastes fucking delicious. So
I honestly don't buy in or get the trend of raw foods. Like we've advanced as a civilization to the point where we have tools to cook.
Enough.
What about like green bean or something?
Oh yeah, vegetables, sure.
Yeah, what about an apple? You know, like
you haven't got any beef.
All right, you know what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah, but why is it any different?
Because one's a meat and deteriorates rapidly.
You can't tell me that like some beautiful cut sashimi, you know? Like,
all right, so sashimi, yeah, I fuck with raw.
Yeah. What about oysters? Like fucking oysters, like delicious, and it's an aphrodisiac. Apparently, makes you fucking randy for that fucking dick.
You know what else is apparently an aphrodisiac?
Oh, pussy.
Rocket.
Rocket.
Yeah, rocket.
Dude, who wants leaf and pepper? That's the worst thing.
I love rocket.
I like rocket.
Yeah, basil, coriander sort of guy.
And we're not doing a fucking podcast, so we just start sitting here going
veggies and herbs.
We should review herbs on herbs. One of us takes rocket, the other smokes weeds.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what any of the other herbs do, but we'll figure it out. Hit us up for suggestions. Anyway,
no more fucking food chat for the rest of the time.
But there's already been so much food chat in this song. It would be remiss of us not to talk about the food at least a little bit.
That sequence of that set of bars that we just spoke of were literally just about food. So
and LP with his aversion towards eggs now.
Yes.
Life a bitch and the pussy fish still fucked her raw. I'm a dog. I'm a dirty dog. Ha 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 ha.
I think he's continuing with the theme of raw.
Yeah.
So would you be suggesting that he is maybe having sexual intercourse without any kind of protection?
Well, it's actually kind of cool though. The pussy fish, he's talking about seafood before, and then he's included, the pussy fish. Maybe that's
yes, he's twatted. Is that a type of fish?
Maybe, but I'm just saying. Like it's cool that he's gone seafood for seafood kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
it's actually quite a nice tie.
Yeah, nice little tie.
And then that whole thing of stick my dick in the world and whatever else. And who said it? Eminem, Kanye. There's a few people have said it.
I think
everyone said it.
Fuck the world. Don't ask me for shit. That's the what second episode of something. Anyway, the point is, but also fucking a raw dog.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just heard pussy and raw and put two and two together.
Yeah. Good. Ha 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 ha. Good job. Also, I'm a dog. I'm a dirty dog. Little reference to Old Dirty Bastard,
which comes up
in the next little lines. So these guys do have skills at writing tight little bars, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Oh, their punchlines are always
insane.
Good, man. Yeah, they're right. Yeah.
Some of the best out. Old Dirty Bastard, go in your jaw, shimmy shimmy ya. Should we just dissect that and get that out of the way?
Yeah.
Old Dirty Bastard reference.
Shimmy ya.
If anyone listening to this podcast has never listened to Old Dirty Bastard and Shimmy Shimmy Ya, stop this episode right now and go and listen to the song.
You go fuck yourself.
No,
but you don't do that. Go listen to the song, come back, like he said. But he says in that, I like it raw. Baby, I like it raw.
Of course.
And he is. I never realized. I never thought about that. In that song, he's referencing he likes to have raw sex. Raw dog. No protection. Actually, funny little trivia here. He was like. Is it coming in the middle of the national push for control and deadly AIDS epidemic? Seemingly rejection of condom use was so controversial at the time that he was forced to record a hilarious safe-sex PSA as a result.
No way. That's hilarious.
So you can't say they don't fear that rappers influence people because they're like, please, Mr. Dirty, please just say that you like protected sex.
And he did.
He was like, I don't get fucking sued by you idiots. Alright, so that's it.
Got the semi in the hemi going, gimme your pugilistic, my linguistics, Jeru the Damaja, and I rap it pornographic, bitch, set up the camera.
Okay, that was a lot.
What's the hemi? Got the semi on the hemi.
Yeah.
Semi in the hemi.
Yeah, that's one. So there's one here. Killer Mike keeps a semi-automatic firearm in his Dodge Charger STR Hellcat, which packs a Chrysler Hemisphere V8 engine. Call it a Hemi by car enthusiasts. There you go. Yeah. So it's a fucking car thing. And he does seem to really...
He loves cars.
And he also loves guns, yeah. He's all about fucking the right to bear arms and shit, which is crazy because he's...
Black Panthers style.
No, just like fucking a lot of America, man. Which is cool, To us it's crazy, but to them, I guess you grow up with constitutional fucking right, And he's actually one of those guys, yeah.
Well, my reference to the Black Panthers was that wasn't the Black Panthers started as... Who was the two leaders? Fucking.
And actually, I think because of the Black Panthers, there was it was the first time they ever put like a control on semi-automatic rifles because they went to Washington to Parliament building, like basically
fully strapped.
Yeah, fully strapped.
Bearing their constitutional right.
And it was crazy. Yeah. Hey, really, just, I don't know. It proves that white people have always been afraid of black people in America. It's not funny. I shouldn't laugh at that, but it is crazy. It just seems like, I don't know. We'll talk about what's going on in the world a little bit, but you see all those references where a man's shot, black man's shot, and then like a guy who went on a killing spree, they managed to get him down to the ground without killing him, and it's like you can't always just say black and white, but it's like fuck, it does kind of seem that way at least a little bit,
for sure, and that's why we've seen such
overwhelming evidence. Something that I guess rappers and stuff have been talking about for a long time, comedians, Anyway,
moving on.
Fucking that was a bummer.
Jeru the Damaja or Damaha?
The Damager.
Damager, yeah.
The Damager.
He just spells it that way, yeah. Jeru the Damager.
He was a MC from. He was an MC from back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
That is
before he's still making music. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he's still making music, Jeru. Also, DJ Premier did his first 2 albums,
Ah.
which are probably definitely his. Like I'd say, to be fair, I only recently listened to the first 3, but his first 2 are sweet. The production's rad. If you really like 90s, like what Gangstar and stuff.
Yeah.
Very similar production style. So I'm thinking maybe a little shout out to Jaru.
Was Jeru the Damager? I can't believe it.
Damager, yeah.
Was he known for his lyrical prowess, his linguistics?
Well, that's actually just pugilistics.
Pugilistic. Isn't pugilistic a boxer? Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell! Wow.
You should know that. Your old man's a boxer.
Yeah, I never knew that word. Pugilistic. Linguistics. That's just something he said. So it's just a reference really to a Jeru line.
He's basically just saying that he's on Jeru's level lyrically.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and also maybe just like a little tie-in reference to the fact that Ru did all the work with DJ Premier, who's also doing this song.
Tying it all back together.
Yeah.
And I rap it, pornographic bitch set up the camera.
I think it's just he has some real nasty lines sometimes.
Yeah.
Killer Mike and both of them LP as well.
Yeah. And
have you seen that Rap Genius video of Killer Mike analysing where they hand him like the random bars and he doesn't know who they are, and then they hand him one that's LPs, like set of bars. He doesn't know, and he gets midway through and starts laughing. He's like, "Oh, sounds like something my rhyme partner would talk about. This is some nasty shit." Turns out it was LP. So.
The two were born for one another.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Adorable friends. And also I think pornographic is like visual imagery.
Yeah.
So they just wrap it visual, and that's it.
Set up the camera because.
And if you're gonna do it,
that's how you make porn. Huh?
We get back to the chorus now, which features Greg Nice, LP, and Killer Mike. It's the same, except we've got Killer Mike, who, after a couple of ooh la la, ooh wee wee, says, Mon chéri, I need a bottle of Moet, ho, come on. Garçon? Is it garçon or garçon?
Garçon.
Garçon.
Do we have
I don't know if you really even hear that when you listen to the track.
No, I've never picked that up before.
I'm sure now I'll hear it, but it's a great little throw in. Moet obviously being French sparkling wine.
Mon chéri, meaning anyone?
I don't know my French.
What about is garçon?
Garçon is like a waiter,
waiter,
which is I guess a little reference to like the waiter bring the check from before as well. But yeah, it's a waiter is
that what it is?
Is garçon? Yeah, I'm almost certain of that one.
I think is likewise.
That was the bit before. I need a bottle of Moet. So obviously he's still yelling out at that waiter.
That's it.
Garçon.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
This whole thing is like dinner with Andre or whatever. It's just I don't know if anyone else. Anyway, I don't know if the reference was worth it. Anyway, let's go.
Well, you're not going to elaborate on it, so we move on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just people fucking talking the whole time at a restaurant. There's a community episode if you don't want to watch it. It basically does the whole movie for you in 20 minutes. Anyway, go on. Let's get into it.
Verse 3, LP. You convey disruption, I got you covered, I'm bussin'. My brother's a runner, he crushin', is no discussion. So you convey, you desire disruption, he's got you covered, LP.
Yeah. I still don't, I think it just sounds maybe just like cool shit to say, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's throwing out like to his brother as a runner. Maybe he's talking about Killer Mike there as well.
Yeah, that's what I took from that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who he's talking about when he says you.
He crushing.
Cover disruption. I got you covered. Like, is he talking about the media? Is he talking about government? He's talking about the public?
Maybe people who kind of see eye to eye on the views that they hold, and they want to start seeing like action. They want to see their streets burning for the injustice that they see in the world.
Yeah. More anarchist lyrics, I guess.
But I don't get my brother's a runner. He crushing.
The only thing I can
think
of
is that he's like his brother's about that action. He's like
maybe
talking about Killer Mike. Like,
I think he's talking about Killer Mike.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to be a munchkin. I wasn't supposed to be nothing. Your fuckers corrupted and up to something disgusting.
So yeah, I think he's just talking about like the the Illuminati, the ones that control the world. Like your Rothschilds or Rothmans.
Rothschild.
Rothschild? Yeah. Rothmans, cigarette people, obviously bringing people down, all that kind of stuff. Which is getting crazy on the internet these days, though. Like, I just feel like everyone's really starting to feel like the man is, like we're all controlled. Maybe because of the whole lockdowns and stuff. Don't you guys feel like?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and seeing as all of the richest people in the world have gotten richer during the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it feels oppressive in a lot of ways, and I think people are getting really mad at like rich people in the government, which is understandable, but more at the moment than ever before.
Well, with that comes like more extreme conspiracies. Not to say that it hasn't been beneficial to
yeah, like
the world's elites.
Like for these guys, I don't think it's that crazy what they're talking about. But for just even like some of like up to you fuckers corrupted up to something disgusting. It's like right now you take that like in a way that like there's like so many. You see all the pedophile ring stuff out there, and like everyone's
QAnon.
Everyone's in a fucking pedophile ring. Like look up the shit with Tom Hanks, man. Like like Tom Hanks is in the Greek Islands, and you go on his Instagram. It's like we're gonna fucking get you, Tom, and it's like. It's crazy, man.
Is this like QAnon shit, or is this
which is like apparently, I was doing a bit of reading. My buddy was telling me it was essentially like, they think that fucking Tom Hanks is a pedophile. He's part of a pedophile ring.
Not Tom Hanks.
Yeah, like it's
lay
all
off Tom.
Like, I don't think that
poor dude had COVID.
First he got Rona, now he's he can't catch a break all the time.
Now he's in the fucking Greek Islands because apparently like someone was telling me that like. Pedophilia is considered a mental illness, so you don't go to jail for it. It's like which is probably some crazy conspiracy, coincidence.
No, I'm pretty sure, especially in Australia, you go to jail for pedophilia.
No. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm just saying, like maybe it's just part of the conspiracy, like where it's a coincidence. He's in Greece right now, and there's that law that ties into him. Right. But I think maybe because he was, I don't know how it all started. To be honest with you, like maybe he went to Jeffrey Epstein's island because. A fuckload of famous people went there, and now everyone's like unraveling that, where it's like, oh my god, were they all like fucking pedophiles as well,
So, to take away from that, anybody of note who's travelling to Greece at the moment is there for pedophilic activity. That's what we're taking away from that.
Exactly. You're not there for the nice little islands of fun, but you're there for the children to rape.
But I think it's the past few years, but now that you can hashtag an issue, it's now we're starting to actually talk about some issues that have been issues for a long time, and then a lot of people have been talking about, but now it's access around the world where everyone can see what's happening.
Yeah. And maybe they're just trying to keep that fire going, I guess. And maybe not to go into all these conspiracies, but to always question the people who have power above you, which is not a bad thing,
No.
That's how you avoid living in some 1984 dystopian future.
So the takeaway from that, I'm very lost as to
Don't
how
go
we
to
get back
Greece.
to. Don't go to Greece. All right.
Also, there was no fucking adaptation. We created our own. We could write all that in Genius, but we look like psychopaths.
Yeah, but I've annotated things in Genius before, and it's never been accepted.
By that Tom Hanks.
That makes me feel... Yeah. Oh, that. we could try that.
No, I don't want to start a war with Tom Hanks.
Seems like a very calm, gentle man.
Yeah. Or he's a fucking rapist.
We don't know him. We don't know him personally. Tom, if you'd like to clear the record, please reach out to us.
And if you don't,
dude,
we know the answer.
We'll assume the worst.
What are you doing in Greece, Tom? Tell us. Are you fucking out there and fucking raping chickies?
Why would you talk, Tom?
Why won't you come on Rat Reviews? Why won't you do it, Tom?
We gave you the opportunity and you denied it. Were you too busy with those children, Tom? All right, moving on.
Moving on.
My pockets are plumper this season. I love to cuff them. I'm afraid of nothing but nothingness. Ain't it something?
Well, plumper being larger, right?
Yes. So his pockets are
fat. I don't know why he needs to cuff him. I don't get that part.
Is that to stop the money from falling out?
Yeah, maybe like a little cuff that's on the top of the pocket,
yeah,
so like make sure they don't start spurting out.
Yeah, that's not a bad. Yeah, like
bit of literal analogy
Scrooge
on
or something.
here.
Just fucking money's just shooting out of him.
I think he used to dive onto a pile of it. Wasn't that Scrooge McDuck's thing?
But he'd probably have fucking tons of it on him as well.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. It'd be full in his pockets. Pussy out the pockets of Eddie Murphy. I'm sorry, that's man.
Great reference, but let's keep going.
I'm afraid of nothing but nothingness. Ain't it something? I don't get that. Do you have any?
I like that line, man. He's afraid of nothing, but nothingness ain't that something. Like, He's basically saying, like, if you're left with nothing, that's as terrifying as, being afraid of nothing. It's sort of like a play on words.
Dude, it's deep as fuck. It's deeper than what anyone else
deep,
is,
man.
I could find on the internet and genius.
So what, he's afraid of losing all of his wealth? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know if it's necessarily wealth. I just think it's like maybe like a lack of...
Losing his soul, selling out, that kind of thing?
He's like, it's free of fear of punishment for sin or any karmic retribution. That's what someone's got on here.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was going to say, now that I've reread that, you could take it the other way. Like, I'm afraid of nothing, but nothingness ain't it something? Like, that's nice. Like, he's saying he's afraid of nothing, so he's not afraid of anything.
Oh, actually,
but then he's like, personifying the word nothing and being like, well, if I'm afraid of this thing and nothingness, isn't that like wonderful to think of? Where you can just sort of relax and not have to worry about.
Also,
things?
I think it could be a reference to Nietzsche, who is a famous philosopher. Do you want me to read the quote out? Well, someone's fucking...
I thought you just came up with this then. I was like, right, dude. You went to uni?
Yeah, like I know.
He was the famous
German
he was the famous German nihilist, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah. People love him. He's been around for... Anyway, here's the quote. He who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster. And if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. Oh, no. Totally can see why people got into him now. Like, that's pretty hot shit. Yo, Nietzsche, if you're listening, bruh, come on the show. Oh, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, okay, so he's just showing that he's a real smart cunt.
Yeah, he's introspective.
Yeah.
And he's listened to a bit of Alan Watts here and there.
Which is in stark contradiction to those lines he was saying before about how he's, like, dumb. And if you want the dumb guy, I'm the man you're looking for.
Yeah, I can give that to
you.
A bit of irony, some would say.
Yeah, but maybe also, one, it's just sounded cool before, and two, it's like...
sounds cool this time.
It sounds cool. It's like, no, but maybe like before, I think he was almost being like self-aware and sarcastic in a way. So
yeah.
Doesn't mean he can't make cool, clever references to philosophy and shit.
Yeah, okay, all right. Sorry, Obed. Wrongdoers are dumping. They'll point and click at your pumpkin. Look out. Your suffering is scrumptious. They'll put your kids in the oven.
Yeah, it seems like it begins to map. There is this crazy annotation on Genius. Do you want me to read it out?
Go on.
It's long. In 2006, the American elections were swayed partly by disinformation spread through the blogs and highly targeted, emotional driving dark posts on social media across a number of related groups pumping out hourly content. The shady computer geeks who headed this operation and many other associated digital groups collectively refer to this as the meme wars and have celebrated their success openly since. So LP is warning, look out, that he feels that people who have mostly recently incited war and unrest in our nation are again aiming their technology at public perception of events with a point-and-click mouse anthology. Their intent may be to force votes for their... Okay, so basically saying just watch out. The same thing might happen again. You might fucking vote for the idiot that is Trump.
I was going to say, I think there was like one line in the middle of that entire explanation that just summed up everything.
Yeah, I was reading it. I was like, that's it right there. You just said That guy needed an editor, but he got onto thing. It hasn't been reviewed. And I can see that if it does, it will probably not make it because
it's too long and convoluted.
It's too long, man. You got to cut that. It's got a lot of upvotes, so kudos to him.
So is he trying to say your suffering is scrumptious? They'll put your kids in the oven. Like if you listen to the misinformation that's being thrown out into the media environment, you'll end up voting in someone like Donald Trump, who purports to be looking after the working class, but in reality he's got no ambition other than to look after him and his cronies, and then they'll put your kids in the oven, as in they'll completely ruin the fucking worlds and in economy and environment that your kids will grow up in.
I think so. I feel like Sings is coming out, it came out in March, right, leading up to the election. A lot of celebrities like Killer Mike and stuff, and LP, like they go out there and try to get people to vote because you don't have to vote in America. So for a lot of people, they just don't, which is a problem. Like we're forced in Australia, which is so it makes us like gonna at least have to be somewhat a little bit more like, do I really want this guy? It's like hard. I get it. And I've donkey voted where you just draw a big fucking penis. Like, it's too hard. I don't want to get fined, but I don't want to choose. So you just penis, I get it. You shouldn't do that as well, I guess. For the younger listeners, definitely don't do that.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think he's basically just saying, like the media and other certain people are going to make money off chaos and war and this and that, and it's sort of like they don't really care who they fuck in the process. Like, they're going to burn your children, they're going to do this to your partner. They don't care. They're going to make money off it at the end of the day because the panic is what,
exactly.
is financially beneficial for them. So, which ties him back before to him being like, well, you guys want wild, you guys want chaotic, because, well, we'll give you that if you fucking want, we'll revolt and we'll actually come at you like harder than you think we will.
Also, putting kids in the oven, maybe a little reference to Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, and the pumpkin, does that relate to Hansel and Gretel at all? Was there
but
mention
it's also,
of a pumpkin in Hansel and
click out
Gretel?
your pumpkin, there's with the Cinderella, she takes the pumpkin carriage to the ball, right?
Yeah. Why we
So, like, what if time
they're all
like
fairy tales, like folk tales. I guess I don't know if but if he's making a Nietzsche quote in there, then maybe it's possible that he's just tying a few classic tales together.
And who would ever think to like annotate this deeply into like 4 lines in a song where he's spitting like a Kalishnikov? How do you pronounce that?
Kalishnikov, I was going to say, I think if you would ask LP like what you just said and just like explain all that to him, be like, oh, look, man, is this what you meant by this, and that? I reckon he just turn around with his sunglasses and be like, look, man, fuck off. What are you talking to? Like, okay, right, fair enough.
I said it.
Enjoy your day,
cool.
Mr. P.
That's why the dream is to, like, if we ever become really successful, that we can have rappers in sometimes to just do the song like we just ask the rapper what it all means.
Yeah, and they can give what they want to. It'd
be interesting to see if like they're just trying to wing it, or if they actually do have like, well, actually, like we'd obviously have to go first, so then it'd be easier for them because it'd be hard to remember, I'm sure, after a while. But
and they might not want to go first either. They might be like, show us what you got.
Yeah.
You guys have this fucking grand rap review song that 3 of your friends listen to. Give us your hot take.
You gotta stop taking our numbers down, man. We're getting up there to like we're moving to the hundreds game, baby.
Oh yeah, shout out to all of our listeners in Libya.
And to all the other places in the world. There's other countries than just Libya, but whatever.
But shout out Libya.
Shout out to Libya. We're going to the next verse, last verse.
Yeah, last verse. Killer Mike, back on the mic. Punch a king or queen and all of they loyal subjects. I pull my penis out and I piss on their shoes in public. This really speaks to me. This line, being an Irish Catholic and being born in an environment that's so anti-British.
So you would piss on the Queen's feet if you could?
Absolutely. I'd do a lot worse. I've got one of my friends has like a portrait of Queen Elizabeth's head that sits like on the toilet, and there was one night where I was there having taken a slash, and I was very, very tempted to misdirect my piss by just an extra few degrees and start pissing on Queen Lizzie's head.
Jeez, that is some hate for the old bag, huh?
Although I've started to gain like maybe a little bit of sympathy after watching The Crown, which is a very good series.
I'm not impartial with the Queen. I think it's kind of crazy that we still have monarchies, but at the same time, they don't seem to, like, they're not that crazy, I guess. Like, Yeah, you know what I mean?
Crazy. It's
like
just
tradition. They seem like more just tradition at this point.
It's about respecting a country and a system of governance that has completely devastated a lot of the world.
It's true, actually. That's the thing. Is like
imperialism.
It is also does harken almost back to like an awful time, and it's a lot of awful structures were built off like imperialism and stuff like that, and empires, and so maybe we don't need it. So I can
make us a republic.
I don't fucking care enough.
Anyway, well, I feel like Killer Mike agrees with me, and this dude's strapped. So fuck you, Romano. Me and Killer are gonna go and hang out together. See how you go when he's come out with his Kalishnikov.
He's gonna shoot the Queen. Yeah. He has no respect for for those who claim authority or power as their birthright, like monarchists. So yeah, he's just anti. Yeah, which I can understand how he hates that, but fair enough. You clearly hate it, Ben. How do you feel? You impartial?
I haven't personally been, not that I'm aware of. I haven't personally been affected by it, but yeah, look, man, fuck him.
Yeah,
I'm here with it. Sunday, bloody Sunday, and I'm here with Bonner. I back it.
We can be with you too, but not Bono.
Yeah, okay,
I draw the line at Bono.
I'm here with the song.
And that's Rap Review's beef with Bono, specifically Bono.
Okay, we have
fucking
beef
shades,
with,
dude.
that's what we need, more beefs with more people.
More beefs with Bono in each episode. Just air our grievances now.
I still haven't forgiven U2 for when they inserted their new fucking album onto every
that
iPhone.
was fucked up, hey.
That still will occasionally play if my phone automatically connects to a Bluetooth, and that's just the first thing it goes to is the Apple Music, and it's that album that'll play.
How embarrassing for you, right? Like, hooking
it could
up,
be worse.
you're about to start the party, and then some U2 fucking.
Well,
starts.
one of the only other albums I have on that Apple Music app on my phone is Will Smith's comeback album to rap, the one that Switch was on. So, to be honest, I probably prefer the U2 album to play.
I don't know.
If it was Big Willie style, dude, I'd be down on that for sure.
Still, like, one of the fucking weirdest things to do, though. It's like, hey, guys, I gave you my album. It's on your iPod for free. It's like, I don't want it. You don't have a fucking choice.
Non-consensual U2. Anyway.
Yeah, no means no, U2.
Full forcible entry into my phone.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
People, we the pirates, the pride of this great republic, no matter what you order, motherfucker, we what you're stuck with.
So yeah, pirates are people who are, against the man, I guess. They're not revolutionaries, but like,
Individualism.
Yeah, bandits, outside of the law. All kind of ties in terms of wording use. And just, who doesn't want to fucking say they're a pirate?
Yeah, it's pretty badass, dude.
Yar.
Even though the real, you hear about the actual pirates these days, gee whiz, they don't sound like pleasant people.
No,
like
not
Captain
if
Phillips you're talking about. Huh?
Yeah, no shout outs
Tom
to
Hanks,
them.
shout out to Captain Phillips. I am the captain now.
I don't know if you could do that.
That's getting back to Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
maybe they saw that boat.
They're late on the fucking train there, mate. Jeez. No.
Sorry, I didn't hear the first reference. But yes, also very slow on the uptake here.
And also, no shout out to Somalian pirates or whatever.
Yeah, just do you.
And they're the pride of a great republic. I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? What do you really think?
Do you think that they're saying if we continue on our quest, we will become the head honchos of this new republic, and we're going to be what you're stuck with? I don't get that last line about what you stuck with. This
kind of helps, I think. Sorry, Mike makes good use of alliteration here, choosing the series of words, intentional P sounds. I pull my penis out, piss on public, people, pirates, pride, and republic. So could we just assume in a way that he's just, he's chosen these select words to help, because they're going to help him given that,
But I feel LP and, maybe not so much LP, but I feel Killer Mike does that quite often. Like he uses alliteration. And LP quite often uses the same, like he rhymes sort of each word in the sentence quite a lot too. He did it earlier.
Yeah, okay, that's true. So you just think it's just like he wouldn't even think about that. He just
well, maybe he does when he's writing it down, but I don't think that's like he's
that's the reason why
he's not like working around that. I don't think.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe he is a little bit, but I think he's basically just saying, no matter how much you try and control the narrative of what people do at the end of the day, we're what you're stuck with. So if we're going to revolt, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
no matter how you try and control the order, it's like, well, at the end of the day, you're still stuck with us, this public you have. So we're going to do this if we're going to do it. You know what I mean? You can't really stop it, I think.
And
that's what I take from it.
Okay. That's actually, I think that works, and it also ties into the next little bits as well. I think the references at least.
Yeah.
I used to love Bruce, but living my Vida Loca helped me understand I'm probably more of a joker. Has anyone else got Ricky Martin stuck in their head all of a sudden?
I think that's, yeah.
That actually is a
reference.
reference.
Yeah. What does it actually mean? Anyone know what living...
Which translates to the crazy life.
Oh, there you go. Dude. Yeah, he's living that crazy Ricky Martin life.
Inside out. Is that it? Living
the Vida Loca.
I don't know if we can sing it. Please don't take us down, whoever's in charge of that. But also, it's a reference to Bruce Wayne, Batman. Yes. So I don't get why he used to be more, maybe he wanted to, I don't know, he used to be like Bruce, all sad. But now he's all like fucking...
all sad and...
my parents are dead.
With maybe, a butler at home.
Yeah. Maybe he sees like Bruce Wayne or Batman or whatever the fuck you want to call him as like... a little bit kind of not mediocre, but a little bit modest in what they want to achieve. They want to operate kind of within the rule book to attain change, but Killer Mike and LP want to just completely forget all those norms and just tear society down.
Yeah, which is kind of what Joker wants to do all the time, right? He wants to create... He's a Prince of Chaos.
And it's not even that he wants anything bad to happen. He's just like, I just want to drop this in the water here and see what people do. Or see how the ripple affects.
Yeah. Also, we got a little bit of clarification, I guess. La Vida Loca is a Ricky Martin song, which we know translates Crazy Life. But Mike shifts from morality to chaos, mirrors the shift from Bruce Wayne to the Joker in the lines as Joker reveals in the graphic novel Killing Joke, which is an Alan Moore one shot, probably one of the most famous kind of like, one-offs. One bad day is all it takes to turn into chaos. All it takes is one bad, So it's like a little reference to the Killing Joke. And also, in, I guess, spoiler alert, if anyone's ever going to read it, it's fucking old, but that is the comic where Joker finally gets Bruce Wayne to kill himself. Like, he killed the Joker. Like, he finally gets him to snap, because he, like, he paralyzes Barbara Gordon, sorry. Jim Gordon's daughter, who is also Batgirl. Anyway, but the point is, he fucking finally gets him so bad that he actually kills Joker, and that's why it's called the Killing Joke. Because then he starts laughing at the end. He's like, he's finally completely lost it, but Joker has achieved what he's always wanted to do. He finally got him to kill someone. Yeah.
Even though in Batman Returns, he just sets people on fire and runs people over.
Yeah, dude. The guy doesn't care about, like, fucking maiming someone really bad.
They're just clowns. Just Christmas clowns.
Yeah,
Who cares? No one cares.
Like, sometimes, like, you see him just like, dude, you threw that guy off a building. He's going to die. Or he's going to at least have broken...
Just because you cut away doesn't mean that guy's chill. Dude. Like, you can't get away with that. Just dip off into the night.
Like, in the video games, you just throw a guy into, like, electrical fence. It's like, you've just fucking shut that guy's nerves down forever. Like, what is he going to do? He's going to eat through a straw. Anyway,
we've got two more lines left of the song, which are, when we usher in chaos, just know that we did it smiling. Cannibals on this island, inmates run this asylum. Fuck, is this a reference to the Soviet Union? Seeing as we've already spoken about the Soviet Union tonight, let's go back there. The Cannibal Island that they'd set up there.
Dude, you got that. You got that. That actually apparently, like, as so say genius, but, these guys are clever and, like we've already fucking said enough times. Anyway, I think it's a reference to that. Do you want to go through a little bit?
Well, maybe I'll give it a go. Seeing
you better go. Go.
I watched it on a, little YouTube documentary.
Let's see how Kieran paraphrasing what he went.
It's going to be awful. But basically, it was emblematic of Soviet Union kind of cruelty and mismanagement, that they'd rounded up a bunch of prisoners. I think they were dissidents who were thrown off their farms because they didn't want to give it up for the collective system, and were taken to this island
it was
somewhere.
A mass abortion of about 6,000 people, all like you said, basically people who kind of like a gulag of sorts.
Yeah.
But started off unintentionally.
And they took them to this island that was in the middle of a river somewhere in Siberia. I think, kind of without the necessary tools and resources to keep them alive there. And harsh Siberian winter. 3 days pass and people start to get hungry and thirsty, and people start dying and getting killed, and then they start to eat one another because they can't survive without it. And people some people try and flee, but good luck trying to cross a sub-zero or almost sub-zero river during the Siberian winter.
Out of the 6,000, it says here 4,000 died within the first 13 weeks. So out of the 2,000 that survived, you got to imagine how crazy would have been the shit that you saw to get through those 13 weeks. Because there's photos, right? You can look it up. There's photos, right? And it looks awful.
What was the name of the island? Does it say there?
It's the Nazo Affair, which was the prominent, but it doesn't have a proper island. Name, I guess because it's just it's like a little. It was between a river, right? Wasn't it? Yeah. So, fuck. And also maybe a reference to Rikers Island, and also inmates run the asylum is a Joker reference, I think, because he takes over Arkham Asylum, which is in the comics a few times.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Does that all tie in?
Yeah.
Ties in.
Yeah, I think that's it. I actually think it's pretty cool how the song does fold into itself so many times in a way.
Yeah, it is very sticking to the point. It's very consistent. Knows what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
They get to the point. It's nothing over elaborated or anything. It's just kind of like punchy.
Yeah, and that's for a song that is like really just a fun fucking time. Anyway, just
as I said, like, I've listened to that song a million times. I've never really taken in lyrics.
Yeah.
It's something I sort of play in the background when I'm at work or if I'm doing something. And it's
like they don't really need to go into such like detail really, but they, it's cool that they have for sure.
Would you ever expect anything less from Run the Jewels?
No, not really.
They're pretty consistent, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They're great.
Yeah, that's true.
Should we give it some BPMs?
BPMs.
I'm gonna give it. I think just almost just like what we were just saying, because it was even more deep, and I guess we're tied into each other more than I thought for how fun the track is. There's other songs in the album where I feel like it's meant to make you think about society more, and this is just like a fun time, and it's got all that in there still. Running with the themes of the the band themselves. So yeah, I don't know, man, I got like 430.
Okay, nice.
I think we had a fun time. We had a fun discussion. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Fuck, my scaling system's so off. I apologize to anyone hearing back or listening back on this and being like, but whoa, you gave this song like 480. Why are you giving? I'm gonna give this a 460.
Nice.
Yeah. Again, I never think about my actual overall summary of the song, but these, both LP and Killer Mike, especially Killer Mike, are some of my favourite hip-hop artists out there at the minute in terms of the lyrics that they spit out. Not only their technical skill, but like we analyse in these lyrics, there's a lot of substance to them, a lot to annotate, a lot to go into. And I like the message that they're putting out there. Revolts, stand up.
Yeah.
Fucking change the society that we live in.
Let's just go kill everyone.
Kill your masters.
Yeah. That is something I think we've even mentioned in the episode, but that is one of Killer Mike's kind of sayings, right?
Yeah.
Which is,
Yeah. I'm going to go with 445.
445. Nice.
Yeah. Great song. Really enjoy it. As I said, I don't think either of them really over elaborate on anything they really need to. They keep it punchy. They know what they're going for. I think if you want to find that extra information, what they're trying to say, you can go listen to the stuff that Killer Mike does outside of his music. That's what that's for. This is just him and LP sort of giving off an expression of how they feel, just in a very punchy, easy to understand way, and over a sweet production over DJ Premier.
Yeah,
I love those little like piano doom.
Yeah.
He's still one of the best. I gotta say. Like when I only started listening to Prime a couple of years ago, and I think they've released
that first album is
but both of them are great. Just because even from just the production side, it's like the fact this guy is like kind of getting old now, and he's still got it. It's like Kanye West, you talk shit about him, but that guy can still produce the fuck out of a track, Like, he might be crazy
at least DJ Premier isn't out there saying outlandish things like Kanye, so he's got that above Kanye.
All DJ
If he was, man, he'd be married to a Kardashian. Go making that dash money.
Yeah, who's right or wrong in this one? Who knows anymore?
Who knows?
Anyway, call it a day, fellas.
Let's do it. Thanks for joining.
Bye now.